Imagine a world where a highly contagious pandemic wreaks havoc on civilization. Imagine a society growing restless, chaos ensuing. Believe it or not, this has actually happened in the world. That is, the world of Warcraft. In 2005, a virtual contagion caused panic in the lands of Azeroth. The virus began from a bug in a recent patch of the game, which included a deadly boss who could give players a debuff called Corrupted Blood. On accident, players were able to pass the virus in unintended areas of the world. The result was widespread death.
How do you kill that which has no life?
The incident became famous even with non-gamers, and epidemiologists even cite the event and research. Maybe we could have used this research in case a massively disruptive pandemic were ever to come to the real world. Nah, something like that would only happen in a fantasy world, right? Right?
You are not prepared.
But the lessons learned from the Corrupted Blood incident are not the only ones Warcraft has to share. And it could be the case that World of Warcraft might reveal a deep underlying fact about human psychology. World of Warcraft, aka WoW, is the most successful massive multiplayer online role-playing game, aka MMORPG, of all time. Released almost 20 years ago, the game spawned numerous expansions, peaked at many millions of subscribers, created one of the internet's earliest epic memes.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
An absolutely garbage film, and was the plot device in one of the best South Park episodes to date. I personally have invested a tragically large amount of my own life in WoW, having max leveled several different characters, including a Paladin, 2 Druids, a Warlock, a Priest, a Rogue, and a Mage. So summed up, that's 3 entire months of my life spent playing a game in a deep depression.
How do you kill that which has no life?
And I'm hardly the worst one. The game has a way of sucking people in. Many college educations were spoiled by the World of Warcraft. Speaking from personal experience, I've played the game with countless people, and I can't think of a single individual who max leveled at least one character who didn't at one point in time develop a, let's just say, a less than healthy relationship with the game. How is this so common? The key to WoW's cracking of our psychological code comes down to 2 critical aspects of the game: the social element and its reward system. Warcraft is a game built on incremental rewards. You begin your adventure as a level 1 hero from a certain race and class. As you adventure, you go around killing boars and picking berries for experience points, which allow you to level. Okay, so this is just like the basic recipe for RPGs, and nothing really special here. However, WoW was particularly good at providing just the right incentives, and maybe even more important, the game is designed to never really end. Sure, you can reach the max level, but that's really when the game just begins.
I can't believe it's all over. What do we do now? What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game.
The real key to Warcraft is being tricked into thinking your satisfaction is just around the corner. It's always about the next step. At level 10, you get a special unique ability you've been waiting for. Soon after, you can group up with your friends and enter your first dungeon. If the 30s are kind of boring, well, just persevere, because at level 40, you get your own mount, like a horsey or whatever this is. With each passing level, the experience and requirements needed to reach the next achievement compound, All the while, you're in this feedback loop of a quickly fading afterglow from your last achievement, and a rising desire to do whatever it takes to get to the next one. In the TV show Mad Men, Don Draper gives us a brief and really cynical definition of what happiness is.
But what is happiness? It's a moment before you need more happiness.
Fun in World of Warcraft is the moment right before you need another level or achievement to have more fun. If we want to understand more about this, we're really going to need to bring in the work of a French theorist, Jacques Lacan. Wait, is he really about to bring up Lacan in a World of Warcraft video? Really? French theorist, psychoanalyst, and all-around fancy pants, Jacques Lacan has a bit of a mixed legacy. In most of the academies of the English-speaking world, Lacan's work in psychoanalysis is frequently overlooked in favor of brain and cognitive sciences, which really dominate the field. And even more than just overlooked, Lacan is frequently branded as a quack or a charlatan. In fairness, Lacan never really made it easy on himself. The man is this pompous caricature of French intellectual ooh la la culture, and his ideas are sometimes less than clear. Philosophy is no stranger to difficult writing, but even under those standards, Lacan is a bit of a word slog. For instance, here is just a randomly selected portion from his work. I literally just looked at the first sentence of a random paragraph. I suggest you, ooh la la, consider the unity in another light. Not a unifying unity, but the countable unity. 1, 2, 3. Ooh la la. The name of this work is, and I'm not joking, Of Structure as the Inmixing of an Otherness Prerequisite to Any Subject Whatever. But despite his verbosity, Lacan has had several ideas which have caught on to contemporary theory, particularly in Europe. To help us explain World of Warcraft, let's bring in his idea of objet petit a. The weird name comes from the symbols Lacan uses in his work, which relies on an algebra textbook worth of symbols and letters. Objet a is sometimes called the object cause of desire, which really gives a better sense of what it means. For Lacan, our entire psychological identity revolves around the things we desire. First off, how we engage with reality totally changes based on the objects we desire. Think about yourself and how you engage with the world before and after you fall in love with someone. Of course, the material world out there is the same as before, but now that you're in love, the world is brighter, chocolate tastes better, whatever it is, right? If you've ever hiked all day and, your legs are sore, when you reach the top of a mountain, you might see a tree stump, but you don't really see it as a tree stump. You see it as something you can sit on because you're tired. Now, if a biologist were hiking that mountain and they were studying this tree and they saw the tree stump, they wouldn't see something to sit on. They would see something that they could, make analysis on and study. Think of a political convert. They see society one way, and then their object of desire changes. Say a new political cause is brought on, and now reality totally changes. Lacan goes even further here. So not only is it necessary that we have an object cause of desire, it's also necessary that we never really reach that object. The objet petit a is always beyond our grasp, and when it seems like we can grab a hold of it, it vanishes and slips away. And all the while, a new object is created to sustain your ongoing picture of reality. So what does all of this fancy pants psychology have to do with World of Warcraft? Well, World of Warcraft is an objet petit a on steroids. The entire game is built on this endless, perpetual striving for the next achievement. Hit level 10, you get this. Hit level 20, get that. Reach max level, start to get your first set of gear. Got your first set of gear? Well, now you're ready for the next set of gear. Even if you've beat everything there is in the game, well, here's a new expansion that just released, and now there's even more game. And this new game more or less erases all of that progress you previously made. Blizzard literally says, pay us $50 and we're going to make everything you just previously did pretty much pointless. And millions of people signed up for this. This is because the game is this ultimate feedback loop. Bear with me because this is going to sound a little hoity-toity philosophy, but really think about it, okay? Because when we really want something, the reality behind all of it is that we don't really want that thing we're desiring. Not really. What we really want is to keep desiring. Wow, that's deep. Think of a kitty cat that takes on a mouse as its object cause of desire. Before this, the cat was doing kitty cat things, sipping on milk, experiencing one form of cat reality in the world. But at the sight of a mouse, a new object petite a is defined, and the cat now must hunt the mouse. It's all the cat now cares about. The world is now mapped differently. Ordinary objects in the room are no longer ignored. A chair is now potentially a hiding spot for the mouse, whereas before it might not even have been consciously registered. But what happens when the cat finally catches the mouse? The cat is immediately bored. The frenzy dies and the cat sees a new reality, one where the point is now to finish drinking the delicious milk from before. Unlike the cat, humans are deeply social animals. Well, at least some of us.
Zug zug.
Our objects of desire are amplified by their social impact. This is why World of Warcraft elicits such a strong response from the people who get sucked in. You can desire a luxury item in game and esteem yourself for obtaining it precisely because you know it will signal to all others that you're a quality player and totally not a pathetic, depressed, insecure loser.
Wow.
If there weren't any other people to stare at the orange hammer or gigantic axe you just spent 4 months of your entire life trying to achieve, almost no one would bother. But what makes Warcraft even more successful is even when you get the gigantic axe, you won't really feel your desire. Because the moment you get the thing you want, it turns out it's not really what you thought it would be. Often the moment we reach our goals, the result is instability. Think of the midlife crisis. Someone might desire a high-paying job and a fancy house, but when he gets what he thinks he wants, he immediately falls into a crisis. He finds new object causes of desire and starts to run marathons or buys motorcycles or sleeps with a coworker. This is why so many celebrities that did everything to get on top become depressed or have mental breakdowns. This is the trap of the object petite a. This is why consumerism is so common. We rarely get joy from the things we actually buy. The joy often comes in the purchasing of the item and desiring the promise that comes with that purchase. Once we actually receive the item, the promise is exposed and we're right back to wanting something different. Most addictions in general behave this way. For instance, there have been studies on dopamine spikes, and it turns out that the dopamine spikes the highest not when a gambler actually wins a large sum of money, but when they roll the dice. Spoof news website The Onion made a video years ago ridiculing the World of Warcraft. In it, a sequel to the World of Warcraft is covered. It's called The World of Warcraft. The point of the game is to play as a character who is playing the World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft allows Warcraft gamers to do what they like to do more than anything else in life, which is play World of Warcraft.
Blizzard programmer Chris Boldman demonstrated how the game works.
So here I'm playing as a character named Greg, who's playing World of Warcraft as a level 3 gnome rogue. So I'm gonna press my up arrow key, and that's gonna make him press his up arrow key, which is going to make the character on his screen kind of move forward across the screen.
Isn't this what's already happening in our minds when we actually play the World of Warcraft? When you begin to desire the world of Warcraft, you become the player in the world of Warcraft. If reality is what you're seeing on a computer screen, and a new reality is a new game on that screen, the real goal of the object cause of desire is not to notice the world of Warcraft on your avatar's screen, but to see how even the world of Warcraft is played on the screen. Or as a French theorist said, ooh la la.